What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld Podcast. We're going to be jumping into Week 15 of the 2019 NFL season. We're going to start off with the Seahawks and the Panthers. Now, the Seahawks has clinched a playoff berth. If you guys have been watching the podcast throughout the season, I told you that the NFC West is going to be one of the most difficult divisions to, even be able to come out of. We're going to get to the 49ers and their critical loss to the Falcons. I don't know how it happened. We all saw it was some wild calls going on in that game, but we'll get to that when we get to it. This game right here shouldn't have appeared to be this close. The Seahawks pretty much manhandled them throughout the game. It wasn't really based on what you see now with the score. But anyway, the Seahawks have shown that they are consistently a formidable team. My issue with them, I told you this, if they were to win a Super Bowl with Pete Carroll still there, I would be amazed. Because usually what happens when what happened in that Super Bowl, when instead of giving it to Marshawn Lynch, they did whatever they wanted and they ended up losing. And then it kind of turned the wheels of history, because the Legion of Boom would have had a lot more years. Now we see Baltimore with Earl Thomas. The 49ers have Richard Sherman. Like, everything got destroyed. One of the corners went to jail. Like, Browner's in jail or something, right? Like, it just really destroyed history. That one call. That's why I try to tell you guys, sports is so amazing simply because of that. That's always going to be in our memory bank, because regardless of how great we know Tom Brady is, he wasn't supposed to win that Super Bowl. But it is what it is. So with everything that the Seahawks are doing, it's all fine. I would not bet for them to win a Super Bowl as long as Pete Carroll is the coach, just because he was part of that debacle that happened. That's just my opinion. So congratulations on the win, but it is what it is. The Patriots and the Bengals. At one point, the Bengals were winning this game. They deserve credit for that. But there are no moral, what is it? Is it, I forgot what it is. Is it moral victory or something like that? Like, I don't know what it is. Bro, look, you guys suck. Everybody knows the Bengals suck. The most exciting part about this was the fact that Tom Brady was still able to throw the ball, very, very, I want to say like rockety, like he had that release back. It's weird the way that week to week he looks old. He might look old a couple plays, and in some plays he'll just like juke out like 15 defenders and throw a dot. He looked pretty good as far as arm strength goes. I like the way he was throwing the ball yesterday. We have to wait to see. Like I said, the Patriots is not a team that I will bet against. Until I see them lose, I can't really just say, like, bro, they garbage. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Buccaneers and the Lions, the Buccaneers went out there and handled their business the way they're supposed to. Jameis Winston with 30 pass TDs this season, but we all know he's very turnover prone. The Lions have been, pretty much on a downhill spiral since the injury to Matthew Stafford, but we got to see what happens with them. They've been very, very disappointing. But again, that's part of the game, injuries and things like that, which is why you pay backups. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a backup football player, you should be at the Lions Stadium trying out every week, because they're going to need players coming soon. A lot of injuries are there. Good luck to everybody else that is going to be, possibly making the team late in the season. But that's been the story of the Lions this season. Buccaneers won. That's what they were supposed to do. The Bears and the Packers. The Packers pretty much had full control of this game for a while. Trubisky did not look too good. Or let me just say, he didn't look as good as I would like. The Bears defense tried to hang in there for the most part. It wasn't a pretty game, obviously, with the weather conditions. But again, I don't believe, look, you guys gonna get mad at me, you Packer fans. I don't believe in the Packers at all either. I think their defense is pretty good, but Aaron Rodgers has shown me different sides of him this year, as far as being like a good, really, really good player, and then sometimes he's just awful. So I don't know what I'm gonna get come playoff time. If it's the Aaron Rodgers that we know and love, I would give them a shot. But honestly, I don't know, because the NFC is starting to become very, very jam-packed. We all know the AFC side, the Baltimore Ravens is out there just chilling. But the NFC is starting to become a little bit more involved as far as being jam-packed. The Broncos and the Chiefs. The Chiefs went out there and just manhandled them. Congratulations to Travis Kelce, 1,000 receiving yards in 4 consecutive seasons. But Patrick Mahomes was the story of this game, sliding around in the snow, doing whatever he wanted. Very, very beautiful sight to see. I enjoyed it because a couple games ago, I thought he was like very, very injured. It just appears that he has like a different throwing motion with the ball. Have you guys noticed that? It just looks awkward to me. Like he's not really doing it the way that he was doing it last year, the way he's swinging it. I don't know. I might be going crazy, but it's something looks off, as if he's like still hurt. The Broncos, you guys chose to go ahead and sign Flacco. Like, you deserve it. I don't know what to say, Bronco fans. Like, why would you sign Joe Flacco? It doesn't make any sense. Dolphins and the Giants. It was a very, very emotional time for all Giant fans to see Eli Manning, possibly his last home game. And again, I stated this when he came back, once we saw Danny Dimes being injured. If he plays this entire season, they probably make the playoffs because the NFC East is so bad. It didn't really matter this season. And this was, I understand, like, sometimes you need something new because this dude, Eli Manning, was so bad for so long, but he has 2 Super Bowl wins against the best quarterback to ever play the game, many of us believe. So it was pretty sad to see it. The fans were very, very respectable. They showed a lot of respect to him and what he was able to do for the New York, the New York Giants, the city, everything like that. I'll never forget the fade route to Plaxico. It was a beautiful thing to catch off the helmet. Those were really, really good things as memories for what we got. But yeah, you could call it a fluke or not, but he did it twice, regardless. And the Patriots had Randy Moss one of those years, so it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. Eli Manning, probably the last home game. Congratulations to him and his family. Wish you nothing but the best going forward. Bills and the Steelers. This game actually was kind of weird, but the biggest thing about it is the Bills have clinched a playoff berth. Honestly, though, the Bills should have more than dominated this game. You're dealing with, these quarterbacks, like, I'm getting tired of their names, like, bro, it's all over the place, but it don't really matter. When you're not dealing with Big Ben, you got to go out there and dominate, okay? The Bills are a formidable team. Josh Allen, he can be solid. He overthrew a pass, and he threw a pass to Beasley that, like, I guess he thought that Beasley was like 9 feet tall, but then he also overthrew him to the left side. It was a lot of crazy things that were going on in the game. I don't know if he was nervous about something. I don't know what was going on. Maybe the excitement of knowing that the Steelers are not really that good right now because they're missing their quarterback, a lot of key injuries, wide receivers down, and so many things. Maybe it was that, like, it was the tingling and, like, the goosebump feeling of knowing you're going back to the playoffs that made him play the way that he did. But in all honesty, there were a lot of bad throws that he's going to have to, like, tune that up going into the playoffs, or else going to be some major issues going on. The Texans and the Titans, Texans were able to take care of this. They pretty much had control of the game. They played a very, very good game. The Titans fought back very, very hard, which is expected right now because most of us kind of expect the Titans to just win more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely crazy because you look at Ryan Tannehill in the year that he's having since he's been there. It's a magic ride. Like, you don't know what you're going to get. It's definitely like a box of chocolates, but at the same time, it's like, wow, we expect them to actually win. It's been a long time since people actually expect the Titans to win games and on a regular basis. But I will continue to tell you, that Derrick Henry dude, bro, like that man, I don't know what he's on, bro. Like, whatever he's on, he needs to fly that in, bro. Like, look, whatever his workout regimen is, like how Sylvester Stallone, they were asking him while he was viciously, obviously taking steroids, like what his secret was, and he was saying he eats fish. I wasn't mad at the fact that he said that. I just wanted to know where he was getting that fish from. You see what I'm saying, bro? Because, like, it wasn't like what we get out of the ocean. Like, that dude, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let's jump on to the next game. Eagles and the Redskins. I was about to go crazy if the Eagles lost this game, okay? The Eagles were able to come up clutch. Carson Wentz did what he had to do. That Sanders dude, man, that Philadelphia rookie record, bro, I wasn't really paying attention to the running backs. That dude's pretty fast, and he's pretty good. And he has the perfect last name in Sanders. But that's a lot to live up to. The Eagles, when they face off with the Cowboys, all right, to kind of figure out who's going where and what's going to happen, that's going to be a very, very exciting game because if Carson Wentz can win that game, that's going to be very, very unique, and people are going to have to give him credit for that simply because he's lost both of his main receivers, dog. And when you look at Tom Brady right now, you kind of see what it's like not having anyone to throw the ball to. And I'm not well, actually I am. I know, like how people disrespect the team and they be like, I'm not knocking the players. Yes, you are, because that's what I'm doing right now. The Eagles wide receivers are not too good right now. You know what I'm saying? They're not too good. And you pretty much you got to fight for every single thing. And other than the tight end, nothing is really popping. And then you got the running back right here that's doing whatever, and then that's it. So there's a lot more that's going on that we're going to have to pretty much pay attention to and try to figure out where they're going. But, I got to wait. I'm not even going to pick who's going to win because the Cowboys took care of the Rams, and it was very, very impressive. So I don't know yet. Like, I was expecting the Cowboys to lose. I'm just being honest about it, like just like everybody else. And now I got to be like, whoa. They might just dominate the Eagles and go right to the playoffs. So we got to check it out. The Redskins, we knew they weren't going to do anything all year long. I told you guys before, I don't really believe in Dwayne Haskins. I don't know how you guys feel about him, but it's the first year, whatever, rookie. We'll see how that pans out. The Browns and the Cardinals. I just don't know what was going on, but when I predicted that the Browns are going to be like 10-6, and you guys yelled at me when I was doing that prediction. Now look at this. You guys would love that 10-6. Bro, the Browns are just absolutely ridiculous. It is, I don't know what is happening, but that team is absolutely horrid. I don't know, bro. I have no explanation for it. I thought this was going to be like an easy, Browns go in there and take care of business type game. And then I started watching it and I'm like, hold on, what? Like you looking at it like, what? Okay, yes sir. And then you're like, okay, this team's garbage. And then you just move on with your day. Shout out to the Cardinals though, man. Fighting hard, continuing to win games. That's a big plus for them. Definitely something that I was not expecting. The Jaguars and the Raiders. The Raiders, at one point, I thought they were playoff bound. I was giving John Gruden a lot of credit. I'm not taking anything away from him right now. It's been a crazy beginning of a season with all the way that it started with AB and everything that we thought that was going to happen to where they were winning, and we actually thought that they stood a chance to now losing to the Jaguars. Like certain things, they happen and you're like, wow, this was one of those things. Because I was not expecting this. I thought the Raiders would beat the Jaguars, like I really just did. I know a lot of you guys did as well. And they got a lot. They got a lot to worry about, man, with the Raiders. We got to see how they build. But they've outdone what I thought they would be able to do this season, regardless, with 6 wins. But I know that's just not good enough for that team or the fan base. The Rams and the Cowboys, like I was telling you guys before, Jason Witten doing one-handed catches, shining and stunting on these dudes. Listen, I can't say nothing about it. You Cowboy fans, you got it. Like, what am I gonna say to you? I can't. Look, it's literally nothing I can say to you guys because I obviously am an idiot. I really thought the Rams looked so good last week they would go out there and dominate the Cowboys, and you get 44 on the floor put up on you? You get 44. The Rams are, it don't really matter though. They're the loser of the Super Bowl, so usually this happens. So it's not like it's really crazy. Usually the loser of the Super Bowl don't make the playoffs, and they're right there where they're supposed to be. And then finally the Falcons and the 49ers. Now, you got to give the Falcons credit. All right, this was a huge win. There were a lot of questionable things that were going on throughout the game, but this was an absolutely huge win. And it kind of showed me, when you go ahead and you focus on Julio Jones, how good Julio Jones is, and why I believe that he wasted most of it. Like, I can't say most. I don't know what's going to happen. They're going to, whatever's going to happen with him, but he wasted his career. Like, the Falcons really just didn't, I don't know how that man's on the team. Like, they were going to him all the time yesterday, pretty much for the most part. He just dominated. That's the way it should always be, because he's that type of receiver. But it looks like they went away from that for a little bit, and a lot of other things were happening. It's sort of like when you look at Drew Brees with Mike Thomas, and you see the way they utilize him in the offense, no matter how many offensive weapons they have. I don't feel that Julio's been getting that kind of treatment over the last years. That's just me. It is what it is. But it was a crazy ending to the game, obviously. I looked at it a couple times. It didn't look, the ball was there. His body is like right on the line, so it is what it is. But it had to be devastating for the 49ers because everybody's been ramping these guys up and amping them up, and I thought that they would handle this as like a mediocre game, and they lost. So they have a lot to get ready for. We got to see what happens with that. And finally, the Vikings and the Chargers. The Chargers are just so disappointing, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Phillip Rivers doesn't return. But the Vikings are looking good. Obviously, trying to make their playoff run, battling for the NFC North. Let's see how that works out. Impressive all around. Cook did get banged up, so that's going to be an issue for them going forward. We have to check that injury report. But at the end of the day, the Chargers have been extremely disappointing, and a lot of things have to be changed there. I want to thank you guys for joining me for Week 15 of the National Football League recap. Please be sure to go ahead and download GmiasWorld Podcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and let me know what you think about it. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Enjoy your day. One love, y'all.